Watch and burn.
Oh, hey. God, that was dumb. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. So tonight, I am looking to discuss... Oh, Christ, I don't know when it came out. And if I don't know when it came out, I can't talk about it. Yes, I can. I'm going to talk about the 2014 documentary, Lemmy, about the one and only Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. Now, first off, I've never really been that big into Motorhead. I respect them. My God, have they done a lot. But I just never really been able to get into the music. But that being said, that doesn't diminish the power that Lemmy Kilmister has over me and like pretty much everybody else that likes this kind of music. He's such a cool guy. Like, I mean, right at the start, well, almost at the start, he's on the radio show, that radio show he's coming in to do the interview with. And the guys who are hosting the show are like, yeah, man, you know, you had sex with 3,000 or 4,000 girls. And Lemmy jumps right in and says, no, that's not true. I said it was around 1,000. He was like the magazine, and that was Maxim for anybody who doesn't know. Way back when, Maxim was like the biggest magazine in the world, and then they had this other magazine called Stuff, which was so much better than Maxim because it had more stuff, which turned out to be the best part of Maxim. And by stuff, I mean things like how to treat a sucking chest wound, how to survive an elevator falling, how to stave off a heart attack, how to survive a stroke, you know, all this other random crazy stuff. It's like short form, like everything. There were like paragraphs were like this big, and it was just these really interesting little things to do with life that Maxim would sort of pepper throughout the magazine. And then they realized the power of this stuff, so they came out with a magazine called Stuff. And now I'm not sure if it was Stuff or Maxim that claimed that Lemmy had sex with like 3,000 or 4,000 girls. And then there's Lemmy, like I said, right away correcting it, saying, no, that's not true. And it's like, wow, buddy, most guys would love to be thought of as somebody who had sex with like 3,000 chicks. But there's Lemmy just saying, no, there's no truth to that. It's like the magazine said that. I said 1,000. I'm thinking to myself, wow, just 1,000, eh? Like, fuck. But yeah, that I think is my favorite thing about this is just the fact that Lemmy is just so honest. When they're sharing all like the drug and alcohol stories about how so-and-so's like, oh my God, I got alcohol poisoning from hanging out with Lemmy. And then so-and-so, I can't remember who it is, of course, is like, he opens up a fifth of, he opens up a thing of Jack Daniels and he passes it to me, so I take a swig, and I know Zach Wilde was there. He's like, so I give the dude passes it off to Zach Wilde, and he takes a swig, and we're passing it back to Lemmy, and Lemmy's opening 2 more bottles of Jack Daniels, like we're supposed to drink them like they're a fucking bottle of beer. And it's like, whoa, no. And there's Lemmy, like drinking like that, smoking the Marlboro Reds, and snorting speed. And it's like, he should be dead. And Ozzy even says that, like, he should be dead by now. And he was like, we all used to hit it really hard, but I don't know, he's made of fucking iron or something. And then it shows all these cool stories about how, like, oh, Dave Navarro's like, the first time I met him, he offered me crystal meth. And I'm like, yo, this is like a hardcore dude. And then it cuts to the man himself. And you know Lemmy's going to be like, that's right, man, I'm the ultimate drinker or whatever. No, it's not what Lemmy does. Lemmy says, look, I don't want to brag about a lifestyle that killed a lot of my friends, okay? I don't want to tell kids to do drugs. I don't want to tell kids to not do drugs. But I don't want to glamorize it, okay? And that's it. There was Lemmy again, being honest. Letting everybody else tell the stories about him without him then needing to, like, he didn't need those stories to boost his ego because he doesn't care about that sort of thing because Lemmy is Lemmy. And my favorite part in this documentary is when you see the dude, his bootmaker, making the boots. I don't know what it is about that scene, but I love watching that dude make Lemmy's like jack boot, cowboy boot, military boot thing that Lemmy has, that Lemmy likes, comes in with the drawings and everything. I love that part so much, and I'm not even really sure why. There's just something really enticing and engaging about it. I just love it so much. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is I love how it's like Lemmy Kilmister is like the ultimate rock and roller, right? Oh shit, I said rock and roller. Whenever I say rock and roller, I think of the scene from the Rock and Roll High School when I'm Riff Randall, rock and roller. You know, fuck. Probably shouldn't have done that because that's not all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm thinking about now is the movie. I was almost going to say The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. I am off my game tonight. Fuck, it's Rock and Roll High School with PJ Souls and the Ramones. You know, and The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, Adam, is a faux documentary about the Sex Pistols. But yeah, what I like here is the Lemmy's history. Like he started out as he carried Jimi Hendrix's guitar. I mean, wow, buddy. Like this is like his introduction into the big world of rock and roll. Because if I'm not mistaken, prior to that, I think he had the Rockin' Vickers. they did fairly well back home in England. They were able to buy a speedboat. But it's like when his first step into the massive world of like big rock and roll was he used to carry Jimi Hendrix's guitar. He tells this really great story about how Hendrix was really generous with his drugs. How like he'd grab 10 hits acid, he'd give you 3, he'd take 7, but the catch was you had to do them on the spot. And Dave Grohl's in the room, and he's like, he took 7? And Lemmy's like, yeah, he took 7. It's like, wow. You know, and apparently that's really cool to hear that Jimi Hendrix was really generous with his drugs, because I've known people like that. I've tried to be like that myself. If you have something people want, spread it around. And everybody loves drugs. Now, especially in Canada, that weed's legal, everybody loves weed. So if you have some, spread it around. Spread the wealth. Share the wealth, people. You really should. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this, is that I love this documentary because I absolutely love Lemmy Kilmister. I love how Hetfield's in it too, and he points out, he's like, you've never seen him say anything stupid despite all the drugs and liquor. You've never heard him behave inappropriately. I've never seen him fall off stage once because of the drugs and alcohol. And it's just because he can handle it, because he's not doing it to be cool. He's doing it because he genuinely enjoys Marlboro Reds, crystal meth, and Jack Daniels. He's not doing it to make the scene or to try to appear to be cooler than the rest of us. Lemmy's just being Lemmy. And as we all know, unfortunately, a few years back, Lemmy passed away, not more than a few years now. And that just sucks. He died at 70, if memory serves, and things just aren't the same anymore. The old guard, they're all dying off, and everything's just kind of shitty now. I think that on that really depressing note, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for almost 7 minutes while I discussed the 2014 documentary, Lemmy, about the one and only Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. Like always, if you like this review or you like this documentary, don't forget to go and do something nice for somebody. Like share your drugs with them. Yeah, that's something nice you could do. But most importantly, never forget that the world is a way better place because you are in it. I'm getting out of here. Have a good night.